Hello people, in this video we want to look at the disorders of middle ear. So where is your middle ear? You see this portion of your ear is called as your middle ear. Beyond that, whatever you see here, this is inner ear and this is external ear. This is middle ear. Whatever goes wrong here, that will become the disorders of middle ear. That's what we are trying to look at. What and all can go wrong there. So you have the acute conditions like acute suppurative otitis media, etc. Then you have another thing called as in chronic conditions, you have the otitis media with effusion. You have chronic otitis media like chronic suppurative otitis media, right? Then you have another condition called as cholesteatoma. This can be associated with otitis media or it can exist without otitis media also. Okay, so these are the conditions we will be looking at. First, let us look at this acute suppurative otitis media, guys. Acute suppurative otitis media is because of bacteria, right? So which type of bacteria? Streptococcus pneumoniae, Haemophilus influenzae, Moraxella catarrhalis, all these are bacteria which can cause your, they can invade your tympanic cavity, that's your middle ear, and can cause otitis media. This will be suppurative because it's purulent, right? Bacteria, pus. So it will be acute condition. So how will you treat it? With antibiotic like ampicillin and amoxicillin. Okay. There is a variant of this suppurative otitis media, guys, called as necrotizing otitis media. In this, there will be rapid destruction of the tympanic membrane. That is because of this beta hemolytic streptococcus. This is basically in children who have measles and all, this can happen. See, children who are suffering with what I said, measles, scarlet fever, influenza, all those people can have this. Okay. So there is a rapid destruction of the whole of the tympanic membrane. So that is acute necrotizing otitis media. What you have to blame here? Beta hemolytic streptococcus. Remember, in ENT, the first thing you blame always is streptococcus, looks like. Okay, streptococcus. Okay. Ear is paining. What is there inside the ear? Streptococcus bacteria. So shall we continue? Yes. Then we have the recurrent acute otitis media. These people keep getting again and again acute otitis media because of it. Why these people have some problem? Somewhere else bacteria sitting and breeding nicely. What is that? Recurrent sinusitis, velopharyngeal insufficiency, hypertrophy of what is this? Adenoids, is it? Hypertrophy of adenoids, infected tonsils, allergy, immune deficiency, some problem they have, always they are getting again and again otitis media. And even some babies will keep getting acute otitis media because they are being fed in supine position, they are not being propped up and their head is not up. So milk is entering the middle ear cavity. Then there's yet another condition, guys, in acute condition which you can remember, that is aero-otitis media. Now this is a barotrauma, that is pressure, because of pressure. Like when the aeroplane is taking off, etc., because of pressure. This is again a non-suppurative non-suppurative condition. There is no bacteria involved here. Rapid descent during air flight, underwater diving, or if you are going in a pressure chamber, etc. Okay. So that is your barotrauma. If they ask you in the exam, what will you do for all that? You will have to do Valsalva maneuver. You will have to basically restore the pressure of the middle ear. How will they do that? See, actually, who's maintaining the pressure and all that? Eustachian tube, right? Eustachian tube will help in maintaining the pressure of the cilia. It will also help draining all the middle ear secretions. Okay. So, Eustachian tube will help in that. So, you have to open up this Eustachian tube. Valsalva maneuver they can do like this, right? They will try to exhale against a closed airway. Or, just swallowing, yawning also may help, okay, to restore the pressure. As a doctor, what you can do? You can do catheterization, polyterization, right? That polyps, some bag is there. Then you will put decongestant nasal drops, etc. If nothing works, then they are talking about doing a myringotomy, right? In your tympanic membrane and unlock the tube and aspirate the fluid. Wow. Look at this, guys. You have acute otitis media, then they'll give antibacterial therapy, but still after 12 weeks there is persistent fluid, earache, etc. Then they are going to consider it as a persistent effusion, which is going to be treated as a otitis media with effusion. What is this? Let's go ahead and check. See, otitis media with effusion is nothing but, it has so many other names. Pay attention here, guys. This is serous otitis media, secretory otitis media, mucoid otitis media, or glue ear. All refer to the same thing. Otitis media with effusion. Again, this is a non-purulent condition. There's no bacteria involved here. Otitis media, effusion, mucoid otitis media, serous otitis media, secretory otitis media, glue ear, everything is same. Correct? Serous, secretory, mucoid, yes. This is also non-purulent. Right here, what is happening? The eustachian tube is not working properly. So the middle ear secretions are not getting drained, right? Mainly middle ear secretions are accumulating and it's becoming glue ear. Okay. Serous otitis media. This is not purulent condition. There's no bacteria, no pus. Okay, increased secretory activity of middle ear mucosa, or it can happen that the eustachian tube is fine, but the middle ear itself is secreting so much that it is causing this middle ear otitis media with effusion. Then how will you treat this? You will treat it medically. You can treat, right, or you can do myringotomy again, cut open the tympanic membrane, and then they will insert a grommet and leave so that it can keep draining. So this is glue ear. You can see retracted tympanic membrane with attic retraction pocket due to negative pressure. But basically this is glue ear, right? So they will make an incision and they will put a grommet and the pipe will be open and it will keep draining the fluid. Okay. So that is your glue ear. Now let's move on. Chronic otitis media, guys. Chronic suppurative. In that suppurative condition can be there. Here they are blaming Pseudomonas aeruginosa. These are all aerobic bacteria. So they are blaming some aerobic bacteria. The aerobic bacteria are Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Proteus, E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus. Anaerobes they are blaming Bacteroides fragilis. Okay. And then they are also blaming some anaerobic streptococci. So whom will you blame for chronic suppurative otitis media? Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Proteus, E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus. Anaerobes you blame Bacteroides fragilis and anaerobic streptococci. Here there are types of chronic suppurative otitis media. You can have this tubotympanic type or safe type, or the atticoantral type or unsafe type. So tubotympanic type means which part of the middle ear is affected, you can imagine, right? Atticoantral is on top kind of thing. Here it is unsafe type and there can be a cholesteatoma here. For this chronic otitis media itself, there is another classification which is mucosal or squamous epithelium. Just look at this, you will understand. Whatever you saw that CSOM is here, CSOM they have put here. But as such, chronic otitis media, they are dividing it as mucosal and squamous. Squamous is the one that is having retraction pocket and cholesteatoma. It's very confusing, isn't it? So let's put this under this itself. So chronic otitis media, you can have mucosal and squamous. Squamous epithelium, if it's involved, it is very similar to atticoantral, basically cholesteatoma. Okay. Mucosal is very similar to your tubotympanic type, and in that you have something called as healed. If it is healed one, it is called as adhesive otitis media. Look at this. So here you can see in the mucosal. So guys, where are we? Mucosal, right? Mucosal, here you can see active, they are calling it as chronic suppurative otitis media. Inactive means permanent perforation, they are saying. Healed is adhesive otitis media. See, this terminology is very confusing. Adhesive otitis media is coming under chronic otitis media, right? It's a healed condition. What is glue ear? Glue ear is something which is non-suppurative. It is coming under otitis media with effusion, or it is the other name for otitis media with effusion. Adhesive otitis media is healed chronic otitis media. Kind of weird names, right? Okay, then let's move on. Then under chronic conditions, you have the tubercular otitis media. Obviously, what is the causative agent here? Tuberculosis bacteria. So pulmonary tuberculosis can find its way into the middle ear. Okay, you will give anti-tubercular therapy here. Syphilis also very similar. You will give antisyphilitic treatment. All this is also chronic, as you know, right? Tubercular, syphilis, everything. Let us look at one more condition of the middle ear. You have cholesteatoma, that is also called as keratoma epidermosis of the ear. Basically, you can see here cholesteatoma is what? In the middle ear, you will be seeing squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium should not be present. This can be either, here you can see the cholesteatoma. It can be either congenital or acquired. In acquired, it can be primary or secondary. Secondary means it will need perforation of the tympanic membrane through which it would have gone and grown there, right? So this is the classification of cholesteatoma. So this we will, each of these things that we have looked at, we will have to look at these in a separate video. Each of these. Cholesteatoma we have to look at in separate video. Then otitis media with effusion or the glue ear we'll have to look at in separate video. Chronic suppurative otitis media we'll have to look at in separate video. So acute suppurative otitis media also separate video we will look at. Okay, just take a recap. We want to see the disorders of middle ear. We saw the acute conditions, suppurative conditions, recurrent or aero otitis media, otic barotrauma because of aeroplane taking off, etc. right? Then we saw that if it is not at all subsiding, you can treat for 12 weeks, you can treat it as otitis media with effusion or glue ear. Then chronic otitis media you have, in which you have chronic suppurative otitis media, tubercular otitis media, syphilitic otitis media. All these are because of bacteria, right? Here they are blaming Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Then you have another condition in the middle ear called as cholesteatoma. This can exist without otitis media or associated with acute or chronic otitis media. In acute otitis media, which condition did you see cholesteatoma? See here. In acute necrotizing otitis media, there is cholesteatoma. Okay. So we just took an introduction into disorders of middle ear. There are so many disorders. We need to understand each one separately in the next video. That's all for now, guys. Bye bye.